afternoon and welcome to Seniors Count. I'm your host, Annette Richardson. On our show, we believe that you are the foundation on which Boston was built. So our goal is to connect you to resources, benefits, and information to enhance your life. Thank you for joining us. Today, my guest is Cecile Rayner. She's a teacher of the Alexander Technique, a mind-body learning process that works to help balance the head, neck, and back. And as a certified practitioner from the American Society of Teachers of the Alexander Technique, she also is a certified Thai yoga specialist. Welcome to the show. Hi, Cecile. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good. So the first thing I want to ask you is, what exactly is the Alexander Technique?
Well, that could be a trick question because there are as many answers as there are teachers, but basically it's a practical approach to reclaiming effortless posture. It's also a way to become more aware of how we move in everyday life, how we think, how we approach things. So it helps us with how we react in life, and maybe we learn how to not react so much, so we can respond to life the way we want to respond. So, so the teacher uses hands and words to guide the student, and we start by doing it through movement.
Okay.
But what we learn by doing it through movement spreads over the rest of your life and your behavior and all that.
Wonderful. So what kind of training does it take to be certified as an Alexander Technique
Teacher.
Teacher? Okay.
Yeah. It's a 3-year full-time training course, and then continuing education, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So who can benefit from the Alexander Technique?
Pretty much anyone.
Okay. All right.
Anyone can benefit, but it's not something that you can force onto someone, or at least it's not like you could tell someone, okay, you need physical therapy or you need that, and then they go and they do that. With Alexander Technique, it's more for people who want to do that, because it includes a little bit of looking at yourself and maybe be open to change, and so that's the only condition for really benefiting.
Okay. So the Alexander Technique deals with your posture, right?
Well, that's actually almost a side benefit.
Okay.
It's really more how the way you move is an illustration of how you think and how you handle your life. And so through movement, you learn a lot about yourself.
Okay.
And yes, in the process, your posture gets better, because when your posture is good, but not the way people think. People know that it's good to have good posture, but when they find themselves like that, and they want to sit up straight, they're going to go like that, and that is not good posture at all.
Okay.
And in fact, you know it's not good posture because 30 seconds later, since it's neither natural nor comfortable,
You're back in the
we're
first
back,
position,
right?
position number one again.
So Alexander is to help you get to that place of good posture with no muscular effort.
Okay. I was going to ask you that when you sit in a chair, people sit like this, and it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's why they can't keep it up. But that's not the natural way to be upright.
Okay. So what is an Alexander Technique like? What is it?
A
sort of
lesson,
like?
you mean?
Yeah, sort of.
A lesson, well, again, it depends a lot on teachers. A traditional lesson will be some chair work where you go up and down a chair. Not so much because we teach you how to sit down again or stand up, although that's part of it, but it's because how you move as you get in and out of the chair reveals how you move the rest of the time. And if that gets more fluid and effortless, you can apply that in your life. But a part of the lesson is also on the table, so that with my hands I can do things at the beginning that you, there's a cross-learning between the chair work and the table work.
Okay.
But the other thing is, I have people, if they're musician, I have them bring their instrument if they have one, If they do yoga, I practice on yoga. So it's not just chair work and table work. That's just kind of a part of it.
It's a combination of different.
But whatever you learn with the chair and table work, you can start applying to everything in a lesson and outside a lesson.
Okay. So in case someone's playing a cello, say, they have to have a comfortable posture in order to maintain that position for a long time, correct?
Right. Musicians are very, very fond of Alexander work because they realize that to be the best performer they can be, their own instrument has to be tuned up to its best potential. So, and they understand that things don't happen overnight. That, you know, because really Alexander is not so much learning a new skill as it is to unlearn habits.
Bad skill, yeah.
And that's why in a first session I can make people feel something that they've never felt, but it's not that they've learned, it's just that I use my hands to prevent them to go in their habitual pattern, and suddenly they're like, oh, wow, it's easier.
Yeah. So you have a blog called Off the Mat, and is that about the Alexander technique as well?
So Off the Mat Yoga blog is something I started just a few months ago in November. It's kind of the converging of everything I've done in the past 25 years. And it's really using my skill, not just as an Alexander Technique teacher, but primarily as an Alexander Technique teacher, to help people who do yoga. A lot of people do get hurt doing yoga, and it's not the yoga, it's how they use their body doing yoga. And so I try to make them become aware of what it is they're doing that creates the problem. And so the blog was started a few months ago, but I already have over 1,000 views, so I think people are interested in what I'm offering.
And for seniors, what is the advantages of the Alexander technique for the senior population?
Okay, well, there are lots of them. And I'm just going to single out one that will speak to your audience.
Okay.
By the way, right now I have a class at the Brookline Adult Ed that it's called Safe Stretch for Everyone.
Okay.
So anybody can go, no matter their age or their limitations. And I use the Alexander technique to help them stretch and strengthen and all of that. But the first thing I teach them is how to get up from the chair without pushing, without looking, and feeling very comfortable. Because most people don't trust their sense of balance. And then they want to get up and they use their hands and they push themselves and the shoulders go like this and the neck goes like that. So while they get up, they're actually creating tension in their neck, in their shoulders, in their arms. And then to finish, they push with their legs. So it feels like a really difficult thing to do to get up for some people. But the way I do it is I help them trigger their postural reflexes. And when you do that, suddenly, that's the job of the postural reflexes, to take care of your posture and fluid movements. So they start getting up and it feels easy and they don't even have to push. So
that's
a very good thing for them.
All right, so we're going to review just really quickly, and then we're going to go and you're going to give us a demonstration of the Alexander technique. We have a few, how do we say it? Don't want to say victims. Volunteers, yes, that's a good word. We have a few volunteers, and we're going to all practice the Alexander technique with you. So the Alexander technique primarily is the body, the back, posture, sort of yoga like, but
no, it's not yoga-like at all, but and it's more than just posture. It's really the quality of your movement as a whole. And it's more than that. It's really how you, it's an expansion of awareness, so you're aware of not just how you move, but how you think and how you react or not to life. So it's, people remember the posture part because that's what they're interested in maybe, but it's really only a part of it.
It's more to it than that.
It's way more than that.
Okay. And everyone can benefit from the technique.
Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back in a few seconds, and you're going to show us and demonstrate with us the Alexander technique. Thank you, Cecile.
You're welcome.
separate raw meats from other foods by using different cutting boards. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Hi, this is Annette Richardson again, Seniors Count. We're here demonstrating the Alexander technique. And Cecile, who is behind me, she's going to be demonstrating upon us.
Right.
Okay.
So, of course, in a context like this, there's a variety of things I can do with the Alexander technique. Here, I'm going to purposely choose to work with movement, which is just a small part of what we do. And also, what I didn't explain is that in a private lesson, the quality of the hands is very important. But that's not the only thing that matters. And as you will see here, we're going to be able to learn something helpful just from me guiding you verbally. So the first thing I'm going to have you do, since we were talking about getting up from a chair with more ease, maybe we can work with that. So before I even put hands on or guide you to have more fluidity in your movement, I'm going to have you experience how you usually do it. So I'm going to let you get in and out of the chair. You can ignore the cameras, you can ignore me, and just focus on how does it feel like. Do you feel like your legs are working? Do you feel like you use your arms and your hands? How does it affect your shoulders? You know, just observe those things for yourself. And then I will put my hands on or guide you verbally to do it differently, okay? So I give you just a minute to do that by yourself. And you do it at your own pace, that's right.
Again?
Yeah. You don't have to do it together, just focus on, it's not a dance. Just, it's for you, don't look the other people. Just focus on how you're feeling when you do that. Notice how fluid and effortless it is or not.
Okay.
Okay?
It's interesting.
Stop
to sort of
copying me.
think about it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Different rhythm.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So now, before I go on, can you tell me a little bit what you noticed?
I felt some strained pain in my knees
Okay.
and in my lower back.
Okay.
I noticed that when I sit down, I put my feet back, and then before I get up, then I put my feet forward. I never thought
Good
I'd
notice.
do that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's interesting. Yeah, I noticed that I wanted to use my hands to lift
Yes.
up.
And when you did that, did you notice how it was affecting the
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting. That was the
Yeah.
first impulse.
Okay.
Yeah, when I
And-
stand up, I have a pain like stretching across my lower back.
Okay. All right. So now I'm just going to put my hands on, and I'm going to ask you to trust me
Okay.
to not even use your arms.
Okay.
You want to make sure your feet are flat on the ground.
Okay.
But keep them a bit under your thighs. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And first, I'm going to just check what's happening at the top of the spine. So you don't even need to help me. I'm just checking if it's free or not, because when you study the Alexander technique, you start becoming aware of all the joints and how to loosen them up so the whole movement is more fluid.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my hands to encourage a little more height. That was not done by me. So she used her back to do that. So I'm going to ask her, can you keep your skeletal height but relax your back a little bit? Relax your back. Aha, there.
Okay.
That's much better. Okay. Now, do you feel like you're slouching?
Yeah.
Is she slouching? No.
like it to
She's
me.
just relaxed into her center. Okay? So now I'm just going to put my hands like that, and I'm going to guide her into getting up, but I'm going to ask Annette to relax her legs, not push herself with her
Okay.
legs, okay? Relax your legs and relax your feet on the ground.
Okay.
You'll know you do it right because when you relax your feet, you're going to feel that they're spreading on the ground like suction cups, okay? And the minute your torso is above your feet, relax your legs and feet, and up we go. Okay.
Okay.
Now, how did that feel? Any different or hard to
A
tell?
little different, a little different.
Okay, did your back bother you?
No.
Aha. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now I'm going to put my hands here, but don't help me. Relax.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
It's hard,
it.
it's hard, that part's
See,
hard.
everybody, we're such helpers, right? So, but relax.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you to look at your feet as we go and relax the knees to go sit
Okay.
down. Relax the knees, and there we go. Now, did your back bother you?
Nope, not that time.
So it didn't bother you when you got up, it didn't bother you when you sat down?
No.
Okay, good. So I'm going to do that with the others, and then I'm going to guide you verbally to do it by yourself, okay?
Okay.
So, Greg,
Okay.
same thing. You keep your arms relaxed to the side.
Okay.
Make sure you're closer to the front of the chair.
Okay.
And good. So first, I'm making sure that there's some up and that whoop, and that we want that to be loosey goosey. That's it. And then I'm just going to help his shoulder a little bit. Okay. So I can't explain everything here, but I'm just going to do a little something to help his shoulders. Can you see the difference?
Big difference.
Yes. And so I'm going to help the other side too.
Oh, wow.
There.
Oh, wow.
So then it's a lot better for him to have his head on top of his spine. And relax there. So you see how everybody is like efforting up. And this is because you don't know any other way, right? But we have postural reflexes that are designed to be activated, and they take care of posture for you. But you need to have a sense of up, you need to have a sense of openness, and we're going to do what we did with Annette. I'm going to put my hands there. And you're going to relax your legs and feet as we go up. How was that?
That was effortless. It felt like.
So, and then I'm going to just relax here, relax there. And then just think of relaxing the back of your knees, yeah, and let them go into a band. And then keep going keep going to the stool. Yeah, and see we could,
Wow, that was easy.
and the knees again, let the knees go, let the knees go. Yeah, and we could do that again, right? And you can sit down by yourself. Yes.
Okay.
Now, how was that?
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. It's very easy to do.
Easy, and you see, you didn't need your arms, you didn't need your shoulders. You can imagine all through the day, how many times do we get up and down from a chair? A lot of times,
of
right?
times.
Especially
Yeah.
in a studio like
Yes.
this. So, if every time you push with your arms, you can imagine you're creating a lot of tension in your neck and shoulders. That's not necessary. So I call this unnecessary tension.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
And remind me your name.
Tula.
Tula. Okay. So Tula, if you can come a little closer to the edge of your chair, very good. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm always checking first: is the head loosey-goosey on top of the spine? And there's more we could do together. I just chose that because we talked about getting up easily. So we're going to do the same thing we did with everybody else. And see how loosey-goosey that is? That's how easy it is to get up. Okay? And so all we're going to do is bring your torso above your legs. Not you. I'm going to do it. Let me do it. You have nothing to do. You're on vacation.
All right, on vacation. I like that.
Yeah. So, but there's something you can undo, which is the tension in the legs. Choose to relax your legs. Don't push yourself up.
Okay.
Choose to relax your legs and to assess whether you did or not. Notice your feet spreading into your shoes on the ground. Okay. And you can even look towards there as we go up. There.
Wow.
And then I'm going to hold you here. And you're going to let that go. And look. Yes. And there we go.
Oh, that's different.
Yes. So, of course, at the beginning, it feels odd, right?
Yeah, well, it's hard to let someone else.
Also
Manage your body.
Exactly. So it feels odd, but odd just means you're not used to doing it that way. But it's actually more natural. We tend to confuse what's habitual with what's natural. And once we get used to something, we think it's more natural, but it's not always the case.
Okay.
So this ease is more natural. You look at children, they have this beautiful aligned posture. They're not holding, they're not thinking, Alexander. So, so I'll do it just one more time. And again, release here. Relax your whole body. And when you release, it goes straight down, almost like the sand dripping in the hourglass. And then relax your legs, and there you go.
Amazing.
And then again, there you go. Yes. And keep going. Yes. And what you want to do to make it even easier, you want to make sure that your head releases forward at the top of the spine as you're moving. And what helps is to have your eyes connected to your feet.
Okay.
So we're going to do it one more time. Make sure your eyes look where you're, yes.
Oh, okay.
And same on the way down. Yes. There you go.
Okay.
My turn.
Your turn.
So, yeah, at the edge, that's better. And remind me your name?
Taisha.
Taisha. Everybody has pretty names.
Thank you.
So, you know, I don't always do exactly the same thing because you're all a bit different. And here I feel like with Greg, I want to do a little something here, but just relax. And there we go. Can you feel the difference between this shoulder and the other?
Yeah.
I always ask because sometimes everybody can see it and the person can't feel it. And that's because we've lost touch with our kinesthetic sense. And part of Alexander is to reawaken that sense so that what you feel is what is actually happening. Like when Annette thought she was slouching, but she was in her center. So in Alexander, we call that faulty sensory appreciation. It's when we're so used to something, we think we're doing something when we're doing something else. That's why it helps to have a teacher at the beginning. But the reason we're called teachers and not therapists is because we teach people how to do that for themselves. And I like that. I like to empower people. So here we are. So the other thing is, I notice that Taisha has her feet really close together. And that's not the best for balance. That's why the Eiffel Tower has 4 big wide, right? The taller you are, the more you want to have a bigger base, okay? And I might even, yeah. Good, so we go back. And yes. And then again, we check that. Loosey-goosiness. And then you've heard me say it with everybody. I'm going to take you into the movement.
Okay.
Your job is to relax your legs and feet.
Oh, because you can feel me, huh?
Yes.
I
And to allow your feet to just spread in your shoe. And that can happen, exactly. See, it can only happen when you relax. And especially when you're moving, you want to relax. And there you go.
oh,
And what happened?
So relax your earring.
yeah. My knees feel great, though, actually.
Aha, exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. And we're going to do the same sitting down. You don't need to lose that space here. Imagine your Queen Tatiana.
Taisha.
So you have a crown, you don't want to lose it. So you keep that space. The way you're going to lean forward in space, but that's why you have joint, okay? But your eyes connected to the movement. So your eyes keep looking for your feet a little bit. Let the knees go. Let the knees go more. Yeah. There you go. Keep finishing the movement. How were
That
your
feels
knees?
great. Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel the tension in my knees.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can see.
And my back. I didn't feel it in my
Exactly.
back.
So we create tension for ourselves by the way we move when we don't know any better.
Right.
But when we allow the body, my hands are doing lots of things, but mainly they're preventing you from doing your regular thing. And let the knees go, let the knees go, let the knees go. And we're going to do it again. And we're going to do it again.
Oh, wow.
So that was several times in a row, and your knees didn't
My
bother
knees
you.
didn't bother me.
Wonderful.
So now, how can you do this by yourself? So make sure you're at the edge of your stool. And of course, this is just a speck in what we do in this work. I just chose that because we talked about what would be helpful for the elderly, and I think that's helpful. But it's helpful for everyone, of course. And this is not even the technique per se. It's something I learned thanks to the technique, and the technique part is my hands. So do we
excuse
have?
me, while we're
Yes.
practicing, I just want to say we're going to be signing off in a few minutes.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us at Seniors Count. Again, this is Annette Richardson. This is our Alexander Technique volunteers, and we'd like to thank the mayor, Martin J. Walsh, and our commissioner, Emily Shea. And you can reach us in the Elderly Commission at 617-635-4366, or you can call the mayor's hotline, which is a 24-hour number, 7 days a week, 617-635-4500, or you can also reach us by email at elderly@boston.gov, and also we have a seniority magazine also. So thank you, and as again, thank you for being with us on Seniors Count while we finish up our Alexander Technique. Bye. Good afternoon.
I'm going to grab a bottle here, and one by one, I'm going to make you get up by yourself. But I'm going to ask you to pick this bottle up on
Okay.
your way up. So you look at it, you pick it up, and then you stand up.
Okay. That might not have been right. But I don't think that was right. But
Okay. Well, how did it feel?
it felt okay.
Yeah.
But
Do it one more time.
okay.
Yeah. You look at it, you pick it up, and then you get up. Yes.
Okay, that was better.
Yes, and then reverse. You put it down and finish the movement. Okay, now you pass the bottle to Greg, and he's going to do the same thing. And I'll tell you after why
Okay.
we're doing this, so go ahead. How was that?
Again, I think it's easier to keep your eyes on your feet as you are listening out,
Yes.
instead of like thinking about going up.
Exactly, and that's why I gave you this bottle to give you a chance to have an integrated movement where you're connected from your eyes to your feet, exactly for that reason. So you look at it and you pass it. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Your turn.
I feel like I'm gonna do it wrong.
No, you can't do it wrong. You're just
Okay.
looking at it, pick it up, and then finish the movement to stand up.
Okay.
And then you put it down until it's really all the way down, and you finish the movement to sit down.
Awesome.
How's your knees
Feels
and your
good.
back? Yeah. So again, I don't want people to mistake this for the technique. It's just a little, how would you call it?
Taste?
Yeah, a little tip. Something.
Tip.
But it's just to show you that when you use your body in an integrated way, where everything's working the way it's supposed to, you don't have to work so hard. You don't have to create tension and then suffer from it. And anybody at any age can learn to do this and add quality of movement. I did this because I wanted to age gracefully, and I think that anybody who does that can be more graceful and age more gracefully.
All right.
So I will stop.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you again for joining us today. Appreciate it.